All right guys, so today is a special day. I'm out on the driveway. I'm about to make this video for you. Got my 100th anniversary bike here, and I got my 100th subscriber, 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaque. Guys, I want to thank everybody who is a subscriber, who watched this channel. Thank you guys for helping me get here. I appreciate it, and I look forward to making more content for you guys. And with that being said, let's get started. All right guys, before I get into this list, do me a favor, share this video with anyone you know who rides a motorcycle. Some of these things will save you money. Some of these things will save you time and headaches, and some could even save your life. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Number one, changing your slip-ons and air cleaner without putting a tuner on the bike. I've done it. It sounded faster because the sound changed, but the truth is I actually lost torque. The new bikes will adjust just enough to run, but not for performance. If you want true performance gains, you need a tuner. If you just want sound, then fine, but know you're losing power. Number two, revving the bike when your bike first starts. Don't do this. You're just dumping a lot of fuel in the bike for no reason. Let the bike stabilize in RPMs before revving the bike. And you could actually foul your plugs out doing that. It's a bad idea, bad for the motor, don't do it. Number three, revving the bike and shutting it off immediately. I see this happen at bike events all the time. People ask to hear a motorcycle, so they go over there and fire it up and they rev it and then shut it off immediately. Don't do that, let it idle for a little bit. Let it idle before you do that, and also let it idle a little bit afterwards. Number four, wide open throttle blipping. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about downshifting, I'm talking about just blipping the throttle for the sound. I did that. I stripped the gears out of my throttle body because throttle body has plastic gears and those parts are expensive. Don't do that. It can cause you a lot of trouble. Number five, starting your bike up, especially in the winter time, just to keep the battery up and letting it run for a little bit and not riding it. It's bad. It will create moisture in your oil. Don't do it. Bad idea. Start your bike, ride your bike. Number six, running an open air cleaner in a downpour rain. You're sucking water in straight into the motor. Bad idea. Always use a rain sock. Number seven, spraying water directly into an air cleaner while washing your bike. Same concept, bad idea. Your bike needs to breathe. A soaked air cleaner is like drowning your motorcycle. It's just what I do. I wrap my motorcycle in a grocery bag before washing it, the air cleaner in the grocery bag, or somebody said use a shower cap. Number eight, doing a burnout without the rear wheel spinning. I see people do this at bike events all the time. That's the clutch burning. That is not your rear wheel spinning, making smoke. And that's gonna be an expensive fix. Number nine, running underinflated rear tire pressure. Guys drop tire pressure to go to the drag strip, make their pass, they get more traction. I understand that, but when you get back to riding your bike, you need to air it back up. Having an underinflated tire chews through tires, and it creates cupping on your tires, and it doesn't turn in as good. Number 10, running gas under 90 octane. It can cause your bike to ping and knock. You lose power over time. It can damage your engine. Always, always run premium on your motorcycle. Number 11, dynoing your Harley-Davidson motorcycle in 6th gear. The reason why you don't want to do that, overspeeding your tire on the dyno can damage your tire internally, and later on it can show up in your riding where it'll be unbalanced and you won't be able to actually balance the tire, and it could be dangerous and resulting into a blowout. Number 12, running a car tire on the rear. Car tires are flat. They're not made for leaning. Less grip in corners, unsafe handling. Just don't do it. Use a motorcycle tire. Number 13, installing new chrome exhausts without wiping them down first. You should wash them first. The oil from your hands gets on the exhaust, you start the bike up and it burns. You'll see fingerprints on it that you will never be able to get off. Always clean them before starting the bike. Number 14, painting or powder coating exhaust headers. Exhaust heat is brutal. Regular paint or powder coat will peel and bubble. If you want to change the color, please use it like a Cerakote ceramic. Nothing else will really endure the heat. Number 15, installing LED lights on your bike. LED lights do not like dielectric grease, so you wipe them out of the sockets. I know people will argue about that, but it says it right in most of the installation things. Dielectric grease and LED lights do not mix, so clean that dielectric grease out of the connector before installing LED lights. Number 16, forgetting to set your pin code. If you lose your fob without setting your pin code, you're gonna wish you did. So make sure you go back and watch a video that I made a couple years back showing you how to set your pin code on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Do not ride it without setting your pin code, or you're gonna wish you did. I'm telling you, I promise you will. I've gained a whole lot of subscribers from people on the side of the road that lost their key fob and are now trying to figure out a way how to start their bike. At that point, it's too late. So if you watch this video on the front end, you won't be that guy on the side of the road searching for it and my video pops up. So make sure you watch the video and set your pin code. Always a great idea to do that. And I actually need to do that on my Pan America. So I'm preaching to myself. Number 17, washing your bike while it's still hot. Now you just rode your bike, it's hot, and then you pull into a car wash and you're gonna spray this cold water. Don't do that. Don't spray cold water on hot rotors. It will warp your rotors. Don't do that. Number 18, using a pressure washer to wash your bike. The fine mist under high pressure forces water in the bearings, can hurt your speakers, your electronics. I use a pressure washer, but I stand far back from it, but I recommend you shouldn't even use one. Bad idea. Number 19, spraying degreaser on your tires. It pulls all out of the rubber and it makes your tires dry rot faster. Not a great idea. Number 20, using Armor All on your tires. It makes your tires look shiny and black, but for the same reason that you don't put Armor All on your tires, the same reason you don't put Armor All on your seat. It makes it slick. You can slip and hurt yourself by sliding out, or you can slide off the seat. Bad idea to put Armor All on tires or seats. Number 21, using wax, soap, or denim paint. It'll leave your paint blotchy. There'll be shiny spots and not shiny spots. It's a bad combo. Don't use anything that has a wax like car wash soap to wash denim paint. They make several washes for that. I even heard people using Windex, but I'm not recommending that. But don't use any kind of car wash soap that has wax in it to wash denim paint. Spray and degreaser. Number 22, spray and degreaser on wrinkle finish motor. It will absolutely make your black motor look chalky. Don't do that. Number 23, spraying ammonia-based cleaner on your navigation. It clouds the screen, makes your screen look milky. It leaves a dull finish on your screen. Number 24, long-term parking on concrete. It causes flat spots on your tires. A good idea is to take a strip of wood and place it under your tires. It makes a big difference. Number 25, letting a lithium battery sit too long. Within 3 weeks, my battery was dead. Keep it on a tender. Regular batteries usually start after sitting, but lithium batteries die fast. They go from up to not up. The regular batteries seem like they last a little bit longer. Now, you do have to wake lithium batteries up, so make sure you consult the owner's manual to the battery on how to wake them up. But my bikes, if they set longer than 2 weeks with the lithium battery, they don't start. The old batteries, if they set longer than 2 weeks, third week or whatever, they might drag a little bit when they start, but they'll start. However, lithium battery is going to charge faster and it's lighter. It's just all around better when it comes to that. The only bad side about a lithium battery is they go to sleep very quick. Number 26, parking straight into a parking spot. Now, if you do that, when you park straight into a parking spot, your front wheel is right there where the oil from the car leaks. You do not want to do that. Back into the parking spot. It's better to do that because I'd rather have, I don't want oil on any wheel, but I'd rather have oil on the rear wheel than the front wheel. The front wheel is extremely dangerous. So back into this parking spot, don't back so deep into it where you're touching the oil spot. But if you have to do it, then definitely back in, and that would be way better than having your front wheel into the oil spot. Number 27, using a fix-a-flat or green slime in a motorcycle tire. It throws your wheel off balance and corrodes aluminum rims. Not good. That's a temporary situation to get to the spot before you change your tire. Don't run with that stuff in. It's bad for you. Number 28, strapping down your bike with the forks fully compressed. That'll blow your fork seals. Don't do that. Number 29, leaving forks strapped after drag racing. Same problem. Release them when you're done. And yeah, just like towing, release them when you're done. Number 30, over compressing the front wheel. When people tow their bikes, sometimes they will actually ratchet down the front wheel all the way where this headlight is so close to this top fender. They hit a bump, headlight hits the fender, put a dent in the top of the fender. I guarantee you can go to any motorcycle shop, any Harley-Davidson motorcycle dealership, and you will see a dented front fender right at the top, right at the crown of that fender right there. Do not over strap your motorcycles. It's bad for your bike. Number 31, strapping your Pan America down in the high mode. Now, Pan America has adjustable suspension. It goes high, it goes low. If you strap it down in high mode and you take off and it settles down to the low position, then your bike will fall over because the straps loosen up. Yeah, ask me how I know. Number 32, strapping a bike down on the kickstand. All the bouncing and the weight will break the stand and spring over time. Do not do that. The bike needs to be able to give. All that weight bouncing on that kickstand is bad for it. And even if it doesn't break on the trailer, in due time, it can break on you out on the road, or it can cause problems with your springs. So that is a definite no-no. Number 33, strapping through the handlebars. That loosens the bushings and mounts. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Number 34, when you're towing your bike, do not put a strap through your spokes. Don't do that. It could ruin your spokes. It can bend or break your spoke and ruin your wheel. Number 35, forgetting to put it in tow haul mode when you are trailering your bike. Tow haul mode all the time. Put it in tow haul mode and first gear, by the way. Somebody asked me, should they put their bike in first gear when they're towing it? Absolutely. You don't want it rolling back and forth. First gear, tow haul mode. And don't be the guy who just lets their bike lights flash as they're on their way to Daytona or whatever. You see that all the time on the road. And then someone also sometimes wants to be wise and they'll take and put their key fob with their bike. Well, I got a bike, if the key fob is with it and the bike moves, it will turn the fan on. And you do that enough times, turning the fan on when the bike moving, then you will get to your destination with a dead battery. So put it in tow haul mode, take the key and put it in the truck with you. That's the best way to do it. And if you haven't seen that video, watch that video, 21 things that every Harley-Davidson rider or owner needs to know. I show you how to do all of that. Number 36. Now this one right here, overloading the tour pack rack. Too much weight makes the front feel light, can cause a wobble and turns. Respect the tour pack rating. It says 15 pounds. They got it up there for a reason. It might even be 10 pounds. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. Look, that is very important. Saddlebag weight ratings and tour pack rack weight ratings and tour packs. But I'm stressing tour packs because the thing that I see the most is when people have this huge bag on the top of their tour pack with all that weight in it. It is absolutely a bad idea to do that on your motorcycle. And I have a bag, but it's not a huge bag, and I stay with the weight. I do not put more than, I think it says 15 pounds on the top of that rack. Anything more than that, it's not a good idea. Number 37, flying a huge flag on your bike. It kills your fuel mileage. It absolutely will kill your fuel mileage. Number 38, using a get back whip on your brake lever. The wind pulls back, applying pressure to the brake, wears your pads, and it can be dangerous. Not a good idea. And somebody in the video told me that they had it on their clutch lever too, and it was their bike started where they could not start the motorcycle with just pulling the clutch in anymore. So don't put get back whips on front brake levers or clutch levers. Find another place to put your get back whip. Not a good idea for front brake or clutch lever. And number 39, buying cheap leather saddlebag covers. They flap and scuff against, when you're riding, the wind and the vibration of your Harley, they are just rubbing against each other. And if you don't have good ones with good quality material, which they're really hard to find because most of them will scuff. I know you're doing it so somebody don't kick your saddlebag, but truthfully, you're buying something to protect it, and it actually is making a scuff mark on it itself. So I don't know. If you want them, make sure you do the research and find ones that have great material underneath so it does not scuff up your paint. So last but not least, and this is the most important one, number 40. Do not just blindly follow anybody that makes videos that give you advice to what to do and not to do to your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, including myself, because we're not experts. I would always consult the owner's manual. I'm just giving you this advice from my experience. But always do your own research. Do not just take everything you've heard from some guy standing behind the camera or in front of the camera on YouTube, and I'm talking about myself, to be the gospel. Check it out for yourself. Too many people make purchases. Too many people believe things. I've heard some crazy things just because they heard it from a guy on YouTube. Do your own research. And if it's me, I'm gonna get multiple sources. I'm not just gonna hear it from one source. I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna check the owner's manual. I'm gonna ask a mechanic. And even if I ask one mechanic, I might ask two. I'm just gonna make sure the information I'm receiving is correct. So that's number 40. And believe me guys, I don't get mad. I'm not even offended by people not believing the things I say. Make sure that you do your own research. That's number 40. And that's the list, 40 things that you don't want to do with your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. I've made mistakes, a lot of mistakes myself, and I learned the hard way. What do you do? And do you believe any of these things on the list, and what should be on the list? Guys, you put that in the comment section below, let me know. Also, I always like doing this because I'm excited to celebrate my 100,000 subscribers count. That's pretty awesome. But please put in the comment section below where you're from and what you ride. That's what I want to know. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. Thank you for watching again. Thank you for commenting. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding. And as always, have a blessed day.
Kick back with my feet up, I twist back and I speed up. Left lane, pipes full, move fast but it's got more. Clear skies. Thank you Lord, I'm gliding. Perfect day for riding. 500 in front of me and I'm right here where I wanna be. It's a beautiful day and I thank God for it all. I'm traveling tall.